Hey friends, today I wanted to kind of go through my journal and read you two different things, like passages that I've written. One of them is from a long time ago, and then another one is from like a week or so ago. I just wanted to kind of read these to show the difference in where I was at mentally last year to where I am now, and how much work I've done on myself, and how counseling has been so incredibly helpful for me. So I was just hoping that maybe me going through my old, entries would bring someone else comfort or let them know that they're not alone. This was from October 9th, 2023. It's kind of a shorter one, but I think it says a lot. I'm at a point where I'm just kind of floating, waiting for something to happen. I get annoyed with myself most days, and I just want to see a future. When I see anything that looks like success, I end up sabotaging it for myself. I don't really know what more to say. I feel like this sometimes brings unwanted sadness. I wish I was Jon Snow, because at least I'd be hot and successful. Jon Snow is my favorite character from Game of Thrones, but yeah. Is from July 12th of this year. I'm going to be skipping ahead because it's kind of a longer one. But it said, I have 72 subscribers. I swear every time I check, the number has gone up. Everyone in the comments is so kind too. And I never got to FaceTime with my friend Zara, sadly, because she's sick. But she said she would get her power back, and I'm really excited to talk to her. I've been looking at apartments in Massachusetts, and I found one for $2,200 a month, and that's the best thing I've found so far. And apparently it's also one of the safest towns in Massachusetts. I also applied to several vet jobs and other ones as well. And I made a video about the compelling nature of going out of state and how I feel like moving to my old town is not good for me. The people in the comments and also my counselor are making me like the idea even more. I have a fear of failing though. That's Swiffer. I don't want that to keep me from succeeding though. This hair is annoying me. And I know I'll regret not taking the chance. I'd rather fail than not try at all. But I also want to be rational, so it's difficult. I like being sporadic but also calculated. I think my biggest fear is being alone. I'm alone now, but there I will be astronomically far from my friends, brothers, and parents. I know it's not necessarily forever, but I keep praying to God about it. I pray that if it's meant to be, that I'll have a sign. Things will fall into place and I'll receive a push. I can't imagine not having my counselors though. They've changed my life in ways that I'll never be able to repay. I know majority of the work was self-inflicted, but they seriously kept me alive. I feel like I could cry at the thought. It sucks because I have such a strong attachment to the people in my life that I can't imagine being 16 hours away from them. I just want to know for sure that it's worth it. I know I can do it. I've been through so much that I deserve to think about myself. I am so proud of how far I've come. I just don't want to have too high expectations, especially when I've never even been to Massachusetts. But the thought of working in a clinic again is almost enough. Plus, it's beautiful there and the weather is much more suited to me. I can do this. Future me, I hope we made the jump. If we did, you've got this. I'm so proud of you. If you got too scared, it's okay. It's never too late. So I just wanted to kind of read that to show just kind of the journey that I've been through. That was only like a fraction, like a tiny little sliver. But it really shows a lot that just barely like a year ago, I felt so incredibly lonely and just scared and felt like there was no chance for me to ever succeed because any opportunity I had, I just kind of ruined it for myself out of fear of failing and just being alone. But now, I see myself going, the extra mile for this dream that I have. And I'm actually like actively pursuing it and figuring it out, and it's so exciting for me because it's very out of the box and out of character for me to do something so crazy. But I was telling my counselor today, I've been through so much worse, that this doesn't even feel that crazy, even though it is. But like, I know that I can do this, and I just hope that if anyone else out there feels like there's something that they've been wanting to do that they can't, that you can. I promise. And I know that it's not always that easy, and there's no like certain way to do things or go about them. Every person is different, but whatever it is that you need to do to get yourself to that better place and where you want to be, you absolutely should do that. And I don't think it's selfish at all, because we need to prioritize ourselves, because I've always given more than I've received, and that was incredibly exhausting, and my battery was always being constantly drained, and I had nothing left for myself. So now I try and just remember that I need to put majority of my battery towards me, and in doing so I can, you know, help others better. And so I think it's just crazy, and it makes me kind of emotional to like go through and see the awful like things I was going through that I was writing down. It's incredibly difficult to go through. But one of my biggest like reminders that I can do things is honestly Baylin Levine. He's a YouTuber. He does a lot of pranks, but like his biggest thing is believing in yourself, even when nobody else does. Like, he is an incredibly successful YouTuber, and he does much more than that. I mean, he does like public speakings for like kids, and like talks about his experience, and he promotes sobriety to young people and how you shouldn't take life too seriously and you shouldn't grow up too fast. And he's such an incredible role model. This is actually his merch. But he's been such a positive influence on my life since I've started watching him, probably like 7-8 months ago. I don't even know at this point. But he's incredibly confident and so sure of himself that he made it to where he wanted to be. He always said, I'm gonna do this, you know, to everyone who thought he was gonna fail and told him constantly he was gonna fail, to his teachers who kicked him out of school, to his parents who didn't think he could make it, to his friends that left him because they thought he was too much trouble. Like, he told them, just you wait, I'm gonna get there. And he did. And to me, that is incredibly inspiring, and I love his content. I think he's such a wonderful role model, and so are all of his friends. So if you can find like, you know, a reminder, like a daily reminder through someone else or something just to keep you going, like when it's really difficult, that's what helps me, because there'll be times where I feel incredibly just like full of despair and like I'm not gonna make it, there's no chance. I just try and think of what would Baylin do, and it really does help. It helps remind me of how I got where I am today and how much effort that's taken, and how I just, you know, all of this present, like all the pain that you feel in the present is just gonna, you know, make it easier to get to the future that you want. Like, this is just even more of like more of a reason, like it gives me more of a drive to want to get to a better place. Like, all this hard work is going to pay off, and he's such a good reminder of that, because he's such a hard-working person, and he's only 23 years old. And if I see, you know, Baylin doing all this and he had like nobody on his side, like it just reminds me and makes me feel like I can do these things too. So if you can find like a role model like that, or anything like a quote or a movie character, whatever it may be, it is really helpful, more than you think it is. Because if I'm in a situation where I just feel awful about myself, or I'm like regretting things, or I feel like, oh man, this is too hard, I just think back to Baylin and his story, and it's really inspiring. And so yeah, it's just a really good reminder. If you want me to go through some old entries, let me know, because I really do enjoy it. I try and go through them often just as a reminder of, you know, the progress that I've made, because it really boosts my spirits when it's difficult sometimes. Kind of all I've got for right now. It's been a pretty low-key day. I worked earlier. I always end up filming these at nighttime because I work all day and I'm always really tired. But yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful week and a wonderful weekend, whatever it is for you right now when you're watching this. I appreciate all of you. We're currently at 85 subscribers. it makes me literally so happy. I feel like every time I check it, the number goes up, like I said in that entry. Like, that wasn't even that long ago, and that was just like 73. We're already at 85. We're almost at 100. And this week, I'm hopefully going to be going ghost hunting with my friends. So potentially, we're going to be filming it. Potentially, I could do that video for like the 100 subscriber video. Ooh. So if you're into that, subscribe if you haven't. You know, tell your neighbor's cousin to subscribe. Call your grandma's best friend, her grandson's brother's girlfriend, and have them subscribe. Tell everyone you know. Tell your mailman. Tell your mailman's wife or husband or partner. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. When it gets late and I'm tired, I just start rambling. Anyways, I love you all. You can do more than you think you can, I promise you. Just try and remember that when the days get difficult. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.